Hi everybody, it's Ryan from Ryviews.com, and today I'm reviewing Creeper World 3 by Knucklecracker. Creeper World is a series about a horrible semi-sentient natural disaster in the form of blue goo destroying the galaxy. It's an amazing strategy game that I discovered in college and instantly fell in love with. Creeper World 2 changed that formula and essentially created a completely new game where it flip-flopped from aerial view to like a vertical side view. With Creeper World 3, the roots of the first game are back in a big way, with improvements across the board and some fantastic new features. The game is played, as I said, from an aerial view, with the player controlling a deployable city that can power other buildings. The destructive blue stuff is called Creeper, and it will spread through Creeper nodes on the map, destroying any buildings it touches, and most times instantaneously. And the game employs impressively kind of complex heat transfer and fluid mechanics models for the creeper flow. It's really pretty cool for a nerd like me, in case that wasn't implied. To counteract the creeper, the player must build weapons like blasters and mortar cannons, and kind of build strategically on elevation, which plays a big part in this game, more so than the other two games. The blaster is only able to fire down, so at its elevation, so it can fire laterally too. It can't fire up. It has to be at its elevation or lower, and mortars can shoot anywhere, and they're more effective against big pools of creeper. This game is very grand. Okay, the campaign is very long. There's literally hundreds of preloaded levels too, as other game modes. Like after you reach certain points of the campaign, you unlock this place called Tormented Space, which is seriously thousands of extra levels. Maybe not thousands, but probably over 1,000. And they all kind of meld together in the end. They're all very similar, but it's still, like, if you love the gameplay, it's easy to drop in and play 1, play 5, or if you can set the game down for a couple months and jump back in with these new maps, and it's still a very new experience. The actual battles are much better than they were in 1. Part of the big thing about this game, and the reason that it kind of feeds my OCD-ness, is that you're able to make these grids of buildings, okay? You're motivated to this because you want to maximize the space you're using, because obviously creepers encroaching upon you. So you want to be able to spread out your creeper nodes as much as possible, and you want to build energy reactors kind of as efficiently as possible. So you want to place them on a grid. In this game, you're able to make that grid larger, where you can space out the powering nodes farther, which means you're able to have more kind of strategetic placement of your buildings inside those nodes. It's very nice. So I like that a lot. I plan on releasing a tips and tricks video about that, kind of describing how I do it, if you're interested. One great feature of this is the ability to change the elevation. They have a weapon called a terp, a building called a terp, that lets you raise and lower pixels of landscape on the map. It's really cool. And so that lets you create plateaus or pools or a super awesome fortress, which is why I usually use it. It's really, it revolutionized the strategy of the game for me, because you're able to effectively design your own base. And it helps, once again, with that OCD-ness, trying to make a nice grid. You can build that perfectly, and you can make the elevation exactly how you want it. It's really fun to mess around with. It's almost like a Minecraftian level of control, which is fantastic. And also, you have skill points in this game, which you had briefly in 1, and it was definitely run in 2. 3 improves it a lot. You earn skill points by powering these certain little node things. I don't know what they're called. And you use this building called a forge to kind of activate those. It's really cool. And then your unspent skill points, when you get later on in the game, you've leveled up everything you want to, then you can use those to nullify certain areas of creeper, which is pretty cool too. I like that it doesn't just waste along, you don't have a million unspent skill points for no reason. You actually can use them for a weapon, which I think is really cool. There's also energy packet delivering drones that can set up little satellite bases. They're little planes that hop over and land in certain areas. That's a nice feature. There's gigantic turrets that can auto-target the highest density creeper on the map, and they can hit anywhere on the map, and they decimate it. Like, they will just totally destroy the creeper there. It's fantastic. So basically, there are dozens of ways to properly beat every battle, and each one is a blast. There's almost limitless possibilities in this game. It's fantastic. It's really fun. There's a great mixture of strategy and kind of the fun factor. It's a great introduction to real-time strategy if you're not really familiar with the genre. And it also kind of blends that together with tower defense, so it's really cool. I definitely recommend this game to pretty much anyone. It's one of my favorites. For the scorecard, I give it a time value of 10 because of all the extra content, because you can use user-generated maps later on, because the campaign is great. It's an all-around fantastic experience the entire time. Money value of about 8. It's not super cheap, but I do think it's worth it. You can get lots of them bundled together, which also helps with the cost. So if you've never played any of them, I recommend buying the bundle. It's fantastic. And like I said, 2 is a very different game. For originality, I give it a 9. It's similar to predecessors, but like I said, it improves in almost every way. And the series as a whole is fantastic. It's really cool. It's a great system. I definitely like it, and I think it's really original as far as concept is concerned. Replayability of 9, because the ability to pause and place items is great. You have a fully controllable keyboard layout, so you can change your hotkeys however you want to. I love that feature. Really pisses me off in most console games when you can't do that. So that's one thing I love about most PC games. You have completely customizable controls. Really fits your playstyle. And a fulfillment of 9, because you're able to alter the landscape as much as you want. It's very satisfying to be able to take down nodes. It's just an all-around great experience. You're left feeling great. That gives a grand total of 9.0. Thanks for watching, everybody. Visit www.ryviews.com for more content, and don't forget to subscribe. Until next time.